And we're going to be putting it in some real world testing inside this Zonku inflatable tent. It's a pretty decent sized tent at 116 square feet. So we'll see if this thing can handle that, if it can cool it down, if it could heat it, so that you guys know what to expect. We started this test when it was an ambient temperature outside of around 78 to 80 degrees. And inside the tent, I had it all closed up, all the doors and windows completely closed, no screens in, and it was 99 degrees in there. I started the air conditioner on high, on max mode. It was using around 553 watts max. But again, it was trying to cool it down from 99 degrees. After about an hour, it was 78.4 degrees ambient temperature outside, and the tent inside was about the same as the outside temperature. So in about an hour, it did cool it down about 20 degrees on max mode. However, it was about the same temperature outside. I probably could have opened up the doors and windows and got it down maybe a little bit higher than the ambient temperature, because obviously the sun was baking on the tent a little bit. Now it was late day, so the sun was about to set in about an hour or so. Once that sun started to set, the temperature started dropping down lower than the ambient temperature outside. When it was 75 degrees outside, it was down to 71 inside the tent, and then I lowered it to eco mode, which is what it's currently on now. And currently it's 72 degrees ambient temperature outside and 65 degrees ambient temperature inside. Let's go see how much power it's using. And it does feel nice and cool inside here. So it's about a 7-degree difference inside the tent versus outside. It's 64 degrees inside right now. I have it set on eco mode, 60 degrees. Very quiet, very nice, blowing really nice cold air. And I think that's where this air conditioner is gonna shine. When the sun sets in the evening, when the sun goes down, if it was an ambient temperature outside of 80 degree with high humidity, this should definitely help inside your tent, taking the humidity out of the air and helping cool your tent down when you're sleeping. Which, to be completely honest with you guys, that's where I'm going to be using this air conditioner, because during the day, if it's 90 degrees and that sun's baking on this tent, you're not going to be able to keep your tent, especially of this size, cool, because I've seen this tent 40 degrees higher than the ambient temperature outside when I had it closed up on a 45-degree day, which is crazy. So it stays really nice and warm in here from that sun hitting this tent, and it's just too much for this air conditioner to cool down. But once that sun sets and goes down and that sun's not baking on the tent, like I said, if you have high temperatures at night, high humidity, this is definitely going to help take the humidity out of the air and definitely going to help you sleep a lot better. But during the day, what is nice is you could put this on you if you were sitting outside and it was a hot day. It would definitely cool the air down blowing against you. Or if you're in the tent with the screens open, you could still blow it against you if you were laying down sleeping, and it will still help cool you down. Even though it's not going to cool the whole inside of the tent, it would still be a nice breeze. But let's see how much power it's using on eco mode. Only using 123.5 watts on eco mode currently. Very, very nice low power. And over the course of the last 3 hours and 12 minutes when I started this test, we've used just over 1 kilowatt of power, 1,027 watt hours in the past 3 hours. Like I said, a lot of that was on max mode initially, and then just about the last hour or so, I bumped it down to eco mode, where it's only using like 130 watts. So very nice, efficient on eco mode. All right, guys, so now in this test, we're using this CYBERTAKE to heat up this inflatable tent. Now, it doesn't tell you this in the manual, but it tells you online not to use this thing under 50 degrees, and at around 41 degrees it could freeze up your evaporator coil. So it's not meant for super cold weather. This isn't going to replace a diesel heater. I've had it running in here now for the past 2 hours since the temperature started to drop when the sun went down. It's currently 46 degrees outside and 53 degrees in here at the table, and 55 degrees up here at this temperature sensor up at the top. So there's a little bit of a difference in degree, because obviously heat rises, but it's not way higher than the outside temperature. Like I said, outside is 46.9 degrees right now, and in here is 53. So it's only a 7-degree difference between outside and inside the tent currently. Now the exhaust port on this, you can see, is about 25 degrees on the output port, and on the output port of the heater up here, it's about 95 degrees.